In many Western societies, the pursuit of material wealth and an emphasis on consumer goods can overshadow spiritual growth. The constant chase for the next big thing, the latest gadget, or the most fashionable attire can often distract from inner contemplation and spiritual pursuits. While it fosters self-reliance and personal freedom, it can also breed a sense of isolation and self-centeredness. It is often said that spirituality thrives in community, in shared experiences and collective empathy. The individualistic nature of Western culture may inadvertently create barriers to these communal spiritual experiences. Secularism, a defining characteristic of many Western societies, is another potential roadblock. As societies become more secular, religious practices and spiritual beliefs often decline. This can limit the availability of spiritual guidance and communal support, making the spiritual journey a rather lonely one. Consider also the impact of our fast-paced lifestyles. With the hustle and bustle of modern life, time for introspection and spiritual practices often falls by the wayside. The constant preoccupation with work and personal pursuits can leave little room for the soul to breathe and grow. Western culture's embrace of relativism and diversity of beliefs is generally a positive trait. However, it can sometimes lead to a lack of clarity and commitment in spiritual matters, as individuals navigate a sea of diverse and often conflicting spiritual ideas. Another concern is the lack of connection to nature. In urbanized Western societies, the disconnection from the natural world can be detrimental to spiritual experiences that draw inspiration and rejuvenation from nature. Stress and mental health issues, prevalent in Western societies, can also hinder spiritual growth. High levels of stress can form substantial barriers to deep spiritual experiences and overall well-being. The commercialization of spirituality is another potential pitfall. The wellness industry and self-help market sometimes distort authentic spiritual practices and teachings, turning spirituality into a commodity rather than a deeply personal journey. Finally, the erosion of traditional values in favor of secular or modern ones can lead to a loss of cultural and spiritual identity. As traditional spiritual values and practices give way to modern alternatives, the depth and richness of historical spiritual wisdom may be lost. In conclusion, while Western culture offers many positives, its influence on spirituality can be challenging. It's a landscape of materialism, individualism, secularism, and fast-paced lifestyles, often at odds with spiritual growth. However, it's essential to remember that these disadvantages are not universal, and many individuals successfully integrate spirituality into their lives within this cultural context. The impact of Western culture on spirituality is not a definitive roadblock, but a challenge that calls for mindful navigation.